What up, guys? This is Calvin Wick, and she's here. Valkyrie from Thor: Love and Thunder, 1/6 scale figure by Hot Toys. Um, this figure I really like. There are some pros and cons to the figure we're going to go through, and there's one con of the figure that surprisingly that people are concerned about, but I actually don't mind. This figure turned out to be really good, and we're going to go through it. So let's have a conversation about Valkyrie. Let's get right to it. All right, here's the front of the box, guys. This is it, Thor: Love and Thunder's Valkyrie. We're gonna take a look at the sides of the box and then get down to the pieces. Let's start it. Okay, guys, and here we are with the pieces. These are all the pieces that come in with Valkyrie. And we're going to start with Korg's head here. I think I might have got his name wrong. And that goes on the back of her head where she's carrying him. We got these are two fisticuffs. Gripping hands for the blades, for the sword, and the daggers. This right here is her music box. You can probably use these, but the looser hands that's on her are better. These are 4 extra hands. Lightning bolt, and it comes with the lightning effect. The lightning effect, once you take it off, it's kind of hard to get back in correctly. So be careful. As you can see, it's a little bit rough here. Hard to put back in properly. It goes in like that. And this one goes in like this. Something like this. It's like I said, once you take it off, it's hard to get back on. And then you got your effect like this, the lightning bolt of Zeus. Lightning bolt of Zeus. Stays here. You got your sword. Sheath. Sword and sheath. Goes in like this, a little loose there, but it's not bad. This has a magnet in here that when you put it on the figure, it clips on like a magnet. This is a caveat. Well, I'll explain that later. Base and the crotch stand goes in. A little rough there. And there you go, Valkyrie. And these are all the pieces that go to Valkyrie. We're going to talk about Valkyrie herself and then talk about the pros and cons of Valkyrie. And here she is, Valkyrie. This is a good figure, really good figure. They did a good job. And I'm in awe of this figure. It's really good. And here's some of the pros of the figure. Well, let's not get into the pros, let's get into posability. The arms go up to this far. You got a rotator. Amazing. The skin here is not too bad. It looks really, because this is more of a, like the Wonder Woman's, the more plastic rubber skin that's posable. Goes up to here. Look at that. Look at that. Great posability overall on the arms. And we're going to talk about something with this that I don't mind now. Been playing with this figure. Look at that. Legs go up to about here. Got to be careful about the crotch area here. Goes up to here. Look at that. Posability is on par. Legs like this. Feet rotator. Goes up, a little bit down. It's a little bit stiff here, but not too bad. She's wearing wedges, so the posability is, but she can stand firm, and these wedges are fire. They're really weighty, got a lot of mass to it, so she can really stand firm if you want to. You just gotta be careful about certain, like this pose. It's still a little wonky here because she'll lean back, but once you get a firm ground, you can get her to lean forward on this foot. And she will rotate back. Takes a little work, but she can kind of stand firm. You gotta be careful because she'll roll back like this. But her feet are really good. Not perfect, but really good. Be careful with these because right here, when you take your hand off, be careful to move it out so it doesn't get snagged on here because you'll pull this back part down. So be careful here. But as for rotating here, a little twist, up in motion, head motion, up and down like this. I think it's a little bit of rotating the neck, but this is pretty good. She's beautiful, dude. She's beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. The accuracy is really good with this figure. Really good accuracy. So I'm really liking it with the accuracy and stuff. So those are the posabilities. Torso twist a little bit up and down with the torso. The legs got good mobility. Gotta be wary of the crotch, so don't go too far. Arm mobility really good. We're gonna go with 2 caveats, but technically really none. And I'm gonna say why, because I figured out something here. Let's go for 2. It's actually 3, because I'll give 1 caveat, but not too big. It's just something you gotta be careful with. So let's get into that. Okay, let's talk some of the technically caveat, if not caveat. One thing here is this is a magnet come on. But if you look here, there's the magnet. And it goes right on. I had a problem with it at first until I saw that the magnet is literally right on this strap. And I can just pull the strap down. Now it fits pretty fine. Magnets, a little problem because it can fall off. That's the thing, but it seems to be okay. So it's a slight caveat because the magnet's literally right there and I know where to put it. And it seems to be pretty firm on there. So magnets not too bad. These are great, but they are fragile as hell. So my suggestion is to pose your figure first. Once you get it firm, then put these on here. Do not pose them while they're on here because you can put your hand on this and break it. Other than that, you pose first, then put them on. And you see why I said that. It's because she fell over. Last time Sylvie fell over and broke. So had to get a new one. These are fragile. Be careful with these. This, you got to be careful to put it on here so you don't mess this up. Caveat, it's not really a caveat. Be careful with these. You really only have to take this head off once to take the plastic off that will be here. After that, put it on there. You do not need to take your head sculpt off at all. You don't need to because you're not putting nothing on there. Everything just like it is. You do not need to take the head sculpt off. Just be careful with these because they can clip off. The cape is lacking because look, your posability with your cape, it has wire on it, but you're never going to get really anything off of this because the way it's designed on here. That's about You can get some posability, but you really got to be fighting this thing. The cape is not all that great. That's the caveat. And then only one major caveat of this is the cape. The cape, you just cannot get major posability off the cape. Here's the thing that people have a little trouble with, but I see no problem, is this. The shoulders are not seamlessly. It has the separation here with the ball joint. Scarlet Witch over there has it. I see this is no problem because with her thing kind of just disguises it. You see it, but she's so so beautiful and so elegant looking that it really doesn't cause a problem for me. And I'm okay with it for the reason why I'm okay with it. And I need to stress this to y'all. You would rather have this in certain situations, especially if she has armor like this. Scarlet Witch can put that little cloak thing on her right there. She has a little cloak that covers it all up, covers this separation up. This is great because the posability is maximized. Maximize posability. And you don't have to worry. You can kind of just leave it like this and don't have to worry about nothing. You can raise it up like this. That's as far as it'll go. You can go up like this, leave it there, and it will not harm this figure. That is the reason. This is what you need to know, and you need to understand why not to be so upset about this when it comes to this armor. It's not that bad. You get way more posability out of this. I have a Wonder Woman, and let me show you the details. Okay, I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about when I say this right here compared to seamless. Wonder Woman shoulders are seamless. Yes. And they're good. This is the best version of the best one so far. I didn't get the Wonder Woman 100 edition, but you can move them, right? Here's the problem. You cannot do this forever. And it's only so far you can go before you run the risk of tearing this. This one is really good. Seamless and everything. You cannot keep doing this forever. Like this is the one. See how hard it is to stiff it up? Pull it up. I have to use a little pressure to pull it up. You can go up, up, up right here. Eventually, see, this is the best one. This is really good one. Like I said, I don't have the 100th anniversary one, but this is why Hot Toys. You can go up here. But you cannot do this forever for long periods of time because it will tear. This is what will wear down the most. You eventually have to put it back. And you see how I'm struggling to get it to come down. It is very easily to rip this. Great. This is fantastic stuff, but this is where you run the problem. See how I pull it up? You run a greater risk of tearing it, just struggling to get the arm to move up. That's the caveat of having seamless. So it's not as friendly. You get the full effect of almost a realistic looking woman, but you do run the risk of tearing, and they cannot stay in that pose for long. You got to put them, you always have to rest them, putting them in resting poses like this. This is a resting pose where everything's resting to where it's not tearing. It's not in a strenuous position. So with these type of figures, which has all the seamlesses, great, fantastic, beautiful, but you put them in the pose. You can't leave them in that pose for a long period of time. You always got to put them back in a resting pose. You always got to put them back in a resting pose. With this one, I can just look at this. Boom, so easy, no struggles. All the way up, all the way down. You can hold it on that pose for almost a long ass time. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to hurt the figure. The wear and tear is very less minimal wear and tear. It's just more, you have more bang for your buck. So I don't accidentally knock her down. No more bang for your buck. It's just not as strenuous. And then you don't have to struggle. It's just boom. See how easy I did that? I didn't have to struggle. There's not enough resistance. There's no resistance. And it's just, you can do so much with this. So don't be upset and too worried about this, especially with Valkyrie. With her outfit, it masks pretty decently. Wonder Woman doesn't have a shoulder pad. Hers is just, it's skin all the way. See, that's her shoulder. It goes all the way down. So then you can see why you would have that. Wanda's kind of the same way. But hers is mostly covering up. So it's not too bad. So don't be too discouraged by this. This is a must-buy figure. Must buy. She is fantastic. So don't be too discouraged about this part right here. It's not going to take you away from it. She's built pretty well that it's not too much. I enjoy this figure a lot. That's just one of the things I wanted to break down to you about that. This one, you have to be more careful. The shoulders can rip. You cannot keep her in extreme poses for too long when it comes to the shoulders, because it'll wear and tear. So the wear and tear is a little bit higher on this. So you have to be careful. Well, this one, you have a little bit more freedom and not as much worry. So that's for the caveats. Other than that, it's not a real caveat. It's pretty good. Now I'll get to the last thing and then the review. Let's talk about this beautiful head sculpt. Okay, let's get to the beautiful head sculpt. They captured Tessa Thompson's likeness to a T. The head sculpt is magnificent. This is a good head sculpt. On par with Natalie Portman, with Padme. That's why I can't wait to get the lady Mighty Thor in Thor Love and Thunder to Jane Foster, which is another Natalie Portman role. The face, and they did with this, like I always say, eyes facing forward. So now I can turn the head to have her looking where I want her to look. So her eyes aren't fixed looking in an opposite direction. It's facing forward. Perfect. I love it when Hot Toys does that if they're not gonna do the rolling eyes. This is fantastic. Fantastic. I really enjoy, I not enjoy, but I really love how they did this. It's good. Guys, don't sleep on this figure. Even just like, let's dim the lights just a little bit and see if we can get just key looking on her face. They captured Tessa Thompson's likeness so well. So well. My goodness, man. Look at the eyes, the lips. It is a likeness. And when you take it on like a better dim light, or she just glows. This is a really good figure. This is nothing to sleep on. This Valkyrie is nothing to sleep on. Don't sleep on this figure. Don't sleep on it. It's really good. It's really good. Here's the review. We're gonna go ahead. This figure is, I'm gonna give it a 9. I was gonna give it an 8.5, but I'm gonna give it a 9. The shoulders are great. I don't see a problem with the shoulders. I know that's gonna be a caveat for other people, but trust me, it's not as bad. She still is very good. Posability is great. Like I said, be careful with the hair. The hair is fantastic. The braided hair, look at how they did that. They did a good job with the hair. This is the hair. She's good. This is a good figure. This should be a figure in the collection. Be careful with these right here. They can break off. If you're not, so when you're taking the hands off, pull it up like this and then take them off so you don't come down on this. But other than that, this is a great figure. Sorry, get the focus back in. Remember, these can come down if you don't do it, so just lift it up like this to take the hands off. She's fun. It's a fun figure. It's fun to look at. Her face sculpt is magnifique, and I give this a 9. And the 9 would be the cape. Cape is really not very good posability on it. It's like, it has wires, but it's very limited. As you can see, I'm having a hard time getting the cape to pose right. Like, you could have gone without the cape, to be honest. Could have done without the cape, but it's there. She still looks good. You can't take the cape off, so don't, be careful. 9 out of 10. I just can't. Don't sleep on this figure. Don't sleep on this figure. This figure is really good. And that is it. Like, share, subscribe, give me a comment. Tell your friends about it. Tell me what you think about this figure. Tell me if it was informative to you. She's good. Don't sleep on it. If you can get this figure, get it. Especially if you like Tessa Thompson, Valkyrie. And then right now it's nothing but a wait to see if Jane Foster drops. And then I'm still waiting on Batman and Catwoman. So this is it for a while. Nothing's came up. I'm waiting on Sideshow for Batman and Catwoman. So I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how long it's going to be. It looks like a March. Sideshow is very slow. That's why I say Sideshow to slow. Other than that, Toys Wonderland seems like they're really revving it up. They're really posting on social media that I got this one from Toys Wonderland because I basically got this for free because I had credit from a missed order they did with me. So they gave me the money back. It was more than enough to purchase. Toys Wonderland is slipping, but it seems like they're trying to get back together. So there are other places, Hogwarts Toys, Ray's Underground Figures, Toy Buying Agent. There's other places, Pop Collectibles. I don't recommend, they're way expensive. If you want it, Toys Wonderland is better than Pop Collectibles. Pop Collectibles is way more expensive. Way more expensive. I got Padme from Pop Collectibles. There are other ways you could get. They're way too expensive for the shipping fees and stuff. So, now we're gonna go to the poses. And I'm gonna do a few because this is a fun figure. This figure is more fun than I thought. So let's get to the poses, and then till next time, it might be a while for something to come up. I'm still thinking about what I'm gonna do other than toy reviews on YouTube. So let's get to the poses, and y'all be easy.
Ravens care.